What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today let's get to the video that everybody's been asking me about, and that is the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 9 versus the Galaxy Note 8. Even though this is an evolutionary upgrade, let's cover all the new features the Galaxy Note 9 brings over the Galaxy Note 8, and most importantly, let's look at if the dual aperture camera on the Galaxy Note 9 is actually better than the dual camera system that's on the Galaxy Note 8. Make sure you stay tuned for that. You may be a little surprised. I want to thank Qualcomm for partnering with the channel for more coverage of the Galaxy Note 9. Their chipsets power both of these phones and is what makes most of these improvements possible. The first major improvement that the Galaxy Note 9 gets is the newer Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor compared to the Snapdragon 835 processor in the Galaxy Note 8. They both get 6 GB of RAM standard, but in the Note 9 there is a variant where you can get 8 GB of RAM with 512 GB of internal storage if you're willing to pay for it. What is awesome about the Note 9 is you get double the standard internal storage, so you get 128 GB this year versus the 64 GB that was in the Galaxy Note 8. The Snapdragon 845 upgrade means you're going to get a 20% increase in performance all across the board, and even though it's more powerful, it has less power draw, so it's going to help with better battery life. And that's another thing about the Galaxy Note 9 that is huge for me this year, is that it has a 4,000 mAh battery, and that's up from the 3,300 mAh battery that was on the Note 8. So this is a big deal. Also, you're getting a nice bump up in graphics performance, so if you're into mobile gaming, then you might want to go for the Note 9. This should help you get faster frame rates, smoother gameplay, and even though the Note 8 still plays games great, the Note 9 should perform a little bit better. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 is paired with a newer modem, the X20, so theoretically this will bump you up to an insane speed of up to 1.2 gigabits per second compared to the 1 gigabit per second that was available on the Note 8. So to prove this, I went out and did a little test. The Note 8 and Note 9 were both on the T-Mobile network to keep things fair, so when I did this test, the Note 8 did really well, hitting 150 megabits per second download, but the X20 modem in the Note 9 outperformed the Note 8, giving it over 200 megabits per second down in the exact same location. So this is the network performance bump that you can expect from the Note 9 if you upgrade. Here's an iPhone 10 in comparison for speed on the T-Mobile network in the exact same place. So it's fast, but it's not Note 9 fast. The Snapdragon 845 also brings improvements to the camera as well, but we'll get to that later on. When it comes to the build quality, they are both top tier, nice glass and metal frame sandwich. The Note 9 does bring back the chamfered edges, making it a little bit more classy in my opinion, but they both feel very premium. The Note 9 is actually a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier than the Galaxy Note 8, but I'm totally cool with this because they bumped up to that big 4,000 mAh battery, so I hope other manufacturers do this. I don't mind if it gets thicker if you get a bigger battery. The displays on both are incredible, best in the business. They're both Super AMOLED, both Quad HD Plus in resolution, both with HDR support, but the Note 9's display is slightly larger at 6.4 inches versus the Note 8's 6.3 inches, and the Note 9's display is about 27% brighter than the Note 8's display with peak brightness at 710 nits and also having a higher contrast at full brightness, and it can go all the way up to a crazy 1050 nits in certain parts of the display. So if you want the best of the best, go for the Note 9, but honestly the Note 8's display still looks incredible, so I wouldn't make this a factor when it comes to a decision to upgrade. The thing that does make a big difference is the dual speaker setup here on the Galaxy Note 9. The earpiece now doubles as a secondary speaker with Dolby Atmos support, so it does sound much fuller, sounds much better to me. No more blocking the speaker with just one finger. So I'm gonna do a speaker test here. Let me know if you can hear the difference. They both have fingerprint scanners on the back, but I much prefer the placement of the Galaxy Note 9's fingerprint scanner underneath the camera module instead of beside the camera module like on the Note 8. Now, when it comes to intelligence scan, where it combines both facial recognition and the iris scanner, I'm not sure why that's only on the Note 9. It's just a software thing. I'm pretty sure they could put that on the Note 8. But when it comes to Android versions, right now, the Galaxy Note 8 is running Android 8.0 Oreo, where the Note 9 is running 8.1 Oreo, so it's a little bit further ahead. But I hope to see both of these on Android Pie very soon. Another feature I can see being very valuable to some people is the DeX support. Now that's built into the Galaxy Note 9. So if you don't know what DeX is, it's usually a station that you can hook up to a monitor that kind of gives you a desktop experience. So now you don't need any of that for the Note 9. You just plug in a USB-C to maybe an HDMI cable, and now you have a full desktop experience. So if you're a student, then you can write papers with this, you can play games on it even, and you can browse the web on a bigger monitor. So this could be a big deal for some people, so no more buying a DeX station if you have the Note 9. Besides that, both of these phones have premium flagship features. They are both IP68 water and dust resistant. They both have headphone jacks. Yes, headphone jacks in 2018. Both have wireless charging, also fast charging, Bluetooth 5.0. Both have Samsung Pay, which is really underrated in my opinion. Both have micro SD cards for easy storage expansion, and of course they both have the S Pen. The Galaxy Note 9's S Pen has a little bit of a trick up its sleeve. It now has an internal battery and it's connected by Bluetooth LE, so it's going to give you some extra functions, like you're going to be able to control PowerPoint presentations with this. You can use this as a remote shutter now, which is really cool. I can see that being very useful when it comes to social media or you're trying to get group pictures. The S Pen also has media control, so you can keep this out, and while you're listening to music, you can pause, you can skip tracks, and if you're watching YouTube or anything like that, you can actually pause and play with this too. So there's an open SDK for this pen, so the possibilities are endless. I can't wait to see what other developers do to their apps with this S Pen SDK. So let's get to the camera, what everybody's been asking for. I'm gonna start with the front-facing cameras first. They both have an 8 megapixel sensor with f1.7 aperture, and the quality of the selfies are very similar. Let me know if you can see any difference here. But the thing that you will get with the Note 9 are the AR emojis. We first saw this in the Galaxy S9 Plus, and this is possible with Qualcomm Spectra 280 ISP. And this is where you can make your own emoji if you want. And you can record messages like this, and it all tracks in real time. So if this is your thing, then you're gonna need a Note 9. On the rear, the Note 8 has dual 12 megapixel cameras, with the main having an aperture of f1.7 and the secondary with an f2.4 aperture, both lenses with optical image stabilization. And the Note 9 gets the upgraded camera system with the dual 12 megapixel cameras, with the main having dual aperture at f1.5 or f2.4 depending on the lighting, and the secondary camera at f2.4 aperture, also both lenses optically stabilized. On the video side, they both can shoot 4K and they both have great looking video, but the Galaxy Note 9 can shoot 4K 60 frames per second thanks again to the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 supporting this natively. This feature is great to capture super fast motion, or for me to get super high quality slow motion. When it comes to video stabilization while walking, they both do a great job. Let me know which one that you think looks better. This is 4K footage while walking. Also, the Note 9 has a very cool super slow motion at 960 frames per second. This is not available on the Note 8. When it comes to photos in good lighting, you aren't going to be able to tell a ton of difference. So if you take a lot of pictures in daytime, then I probably wouldn't upgrade, because they both look good. They both have nice dynamic range and nice colors. But where you'll see a slight difference is in the new scene optimizer mode, where it detects scenes. Like if it sees a plant, the Note 9 automatically adjusts colors and contrast to give it a better image. And I find it works very well with preventing highlight clipping and also kicking up shadows, and also being more aggressive with auto HDR, so I tend to leave it on. At night is where I see probably the most difference. The Note 9 does really go warmer in tones, but it does have much better dynamic range in auto mode. But the thing that I notice is that the pictures have much better sharpness overall, but the big key here is noise reduction. I didn't realize how noisy the Note 8's images were until I did this video, and especially in nighttime 4K video, the noise is terrible on the Note 8. So low light improvement with the f1.5 aperture on the Note 9 is really noticeable. You're also going to see some improvements in low light live focus mode. Even though this is a noisy mess, it at least took the picture, where the Note 8 gave me this error. So the Note 9 is going to give you a little bit better results in live focus shots.
Let me know if you want to see a full camera comparison in the comment section below. The camera differences are here. They're not as dramatic in daylight, but they're definitely different in low light.
So is the Galaxy Note 9 worth upgrading to? I guess if you have a Galaxy Note 8 already, and if you're happy with it, then I would say go ahead and stick with the Note 8. You have to think about all the new things that the Note 9 brings, and if you don't need those new features, then I say go ahead and stick with it. But if that big battery is important to you, which it is important to me because getting through a full day with no problems is a big deal. I really like the dual speaker setup because to me, when I watch videos, the dual speaker sounds so much better. And of course, the Snapdragon 845 is going to give you faster performance, better graphics performance, faster LTE speeds. So if you're really into that kind of stuff, you need to go ahead and get the Note 9. But if you're happy with the Note 8, I'd say go ahead and stick to that. Now, if you don't own a Note at all and you want to jump into the Note system and maybe you're moving from like an iPhone or something, this is the best time to buy a Note because this is the best Samsung phone that's ever been made. Super cliche to say, but it's that perfect combination of the Galaxy S series and the Note series, and it's kind of in this big hybrid phone. Note 9 right now is the most complete smartphone that you can buy. The Note 8 is discounted pretty heavily right now, maybe even half the price of what you could probably get a Note 9 for. So if you don't care about Note 9's new features, you might want to look at a Note 8. Thank you for watching this comparison. I know that was a lot to take in, so let me know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure you stay tuned for a lot more coverage. Hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any more comparisons like this, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.